All right, folks, we got 60-second delay, so the game has started. So I just started streaming myself, so I'll just do a quick mention here. So guys, welcome back to the Battle for the Continents tournament. This is game 5 of round 1, and this is in group 1. We had 2 games earlier today. One game was actually Tarhand and myself playing. We gave a valiant fight, but unfortunately the result did not go in our favor. It was a great game actually. Watched the replay earlier. I'm joined by Tarhand. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay, and as well.
Here. I hope my sound is okay this time around.
Yeah, as well as Andrew Pence. Are you there?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hello. All right. We're all there. Our sound is working. The game is starting. Looks like things are actually working. If you guys want to just take it away for a couple seconds, I'm just gonna check my stream and just make sure it's working properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it looks like the game's about to load in, and I think we've got warm colors against cold colors again this time. Oh, it's taking a second to load in. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So we've got. Okay, I think we're in now. Let's see. Yeah, so as everybody can see right from the outset, this is on the France map, and we can already see one of the funny things about this map, which is that one of the players, that's Gabil, has spawned on England.
Yep.
So he's across the channel. Yeah. So he's in the yellow, and then his team, they're gonna figure out how to deal with that. And then we've got the cold colors up in the north. Andrew Pence, do you want to introduce the teams?
Sure. So in the cool colors, we have, I believe it's Team Britain Chicken.
That's right.
Correct? Is that what you called it? Okay.
That's right.
I'm more familiar with that team. I think I know everybody that's playing for that team. I do not know the warm team. But I guess here in the teal, we have El Trapo, also known as Eskew. I believe he's from Uruguay. Pretty decent player, somewhere around 1200. Looks like he's playing as the Dravidians. So in blue, we've got Britain. I guess he would be team captain. Going for the 4 houses. Playing as Britons, which makes sense given his name. And in green, we have RLF. And it looks like he's playing as the Khmer.
Nice. I'm back actually now. Just to add to that, if you look at just from a geography perspective, the Team East, the cool colors, they're in basically Belgium, Western Germany, and like Switzerland, basically. And then the hot colors, so this would be Team CyberJ. They're basically in like Northwest France, Northern Spain or Southern France there, and then Britain, as you were saying. So it's West versus East. So guys, this is a really interesting dynamic. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just wanted to give us the civs for the other team, because we've got an interesting civ matchup. It's almost mirrored. We have in the purple Sololo with again Dravidians, and then NPJ also as Khmer in the red. And then on the island, Gabil is playing as the French. It's actually kind of funny that the Britons are on the mainland and the French are on the island.
That's right, yeah.
It must be backwards. But otherwise, we've got 2 mirrored. We've got Dravidians and Khmer on each side.
Okay, interesting.
So what position do you guys favor here?
Honestly, I think that Team East has, and this is actually where I think I was gonna mention. So in the short term, the cool colors have the advantage on the mainland, right? Because their player on the island can't help the 2 players on the mainland. So in the short term, up until like early castle, I really think that the Team East has the advantage, because they could technically knock out one of these two people on the mainland before yellow can come help. On the other hand, though, yellow can boom because he's got no immediate threat of being attacked, and they also have a little bit more access to the water. Although there are 2 lakes, so Team East can use the Mediterranean in the south. So in the longer term, I think the Team West has a bit of an advantage because you had a player who was booming economically, technically. But that's just kind of my initial thought there. So we'll see if Team East takes advantage of that, and maybe imagine if they were to hit red really hard, then it would basically split Team West in two, and yellow might even have problems of where to land because that whole coastline would be hostile. So yeah, we really have to see how they use that. I know that the cool colors have, if I'm allowed to say this, I know that they're familiar with this map, so to say. So let's see if they what they do. But that's just my initial thought. Tarhan, what do you think?
I think it's an interesting dynamic. I hope both teams have at least loaded up the map and done all visible just to see what it looks like. Because yes, it seems like the warm colors are split up, but look at how close to the water green space is.
Yeah.
I mean, a few galleys could deny gold. They can deny stone. They can do some landings. They can drop. Like, how are they gonna wall that? Can yellow maybe raid all the way into the back side of the cool colors base with some scouts from the mainland, not having to worry about any walls of his own.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they use this strategically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one thing you said about yellow booming, he doesn't have a lot of resources on his starting island, so I wouldn't really like it if you put more than one additional TC on that island. I think that would honestly almost be a waste.
I think you're right. And actually, yellow is in a really interesting position because, I mean, he can boom on this island. I think it's worth it to boom. He has the fish, but yeah, he does need to make that jump over to the mainland, and finding a good spot to make that landing, it's really important. One thing as well, I don't know if we're going to see it in this game, but he's also technically a bit vulnerable because if one of the cool colors lands on his island, let's say with like 5 knights, and he's got no defense on his island, then he could technically lose almost the whole island to just a small force because he wasn't expecting to be attacked. So we'll see if the cool colors think of that or get around to it. So, but yeah.
Knowing their play style, I would say that's probably not likely. They're probably going to mostly be focusing on the mainland. I wouldn't anticipate any raids via transport. But it looks like down here.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say something goofy, which is that technically, if we know Britannique though, he is Britannique, and who knows if he wants to go to Britain at some point in the game. So that's just me throwing just a little X factor in there. But what are you gonna say, lower in the map, something?
Yeah, it looks like purple has a couple fishing ships out, and teal has not made a dock.
Yeah, that's a good observation. And maybe I'll just add here that one of the reasons, I mean, the map it's clearly not perfectly balanced. Obviously, it's not perfectly balanced, but so we'll see what the teams do with the maps. But one thing we do like about it is that it does have some similarities to the Four Lakes map, because there is that lake at the bottom, which is separate from the northern part. So even if you were to be pushed off, one of the teams was pushed off the northern sea, they could still technically fish in the bottom. So it does allow for some flexibility there. But yeah, we'll just have to see how they go with that. So I see, yeah, you're right. Purple is fishing their southern lake, red is fishing, and green and blue. So and yellow. So actually, all of Team West is fishing. But only
and you
two.
See, actually, only teal isn't fishing, and he's now having to drop some farms just to fill in some of that food production.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it also has a similarity to migration, but only for yellow.
That's a good observation, actually. It's like migration for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could call this map migration for one. You know what's actually odd, or not odd, but it's teal is Dravidians. If I'm not mistaken, don't they have those huge battleships? The what are they called again?
That's the Theridicidai.
Yeah, Theridicidai. Yeah. So it could have been. I don't know. We'll see if we see them in this game, but there might have been an opportunity there to.
It's so interesting that you point out that teal, he's Dravidians. He must really be not unhappy with his starting position, because one of the biggest things about the Dravidians is their fishing bonus. It's so good. Like their fishing ships carry more food back, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to refresh docks everywhere. They can go for the really far deep sea fish and still be efficient.
Yeah. So I will say that teal and purple, the two bottom players, are the two subs actually in this game. So it's possible that they are the ones who know least amount about the map, potentially, because they kind of got sucked recruited, conscripted to the tournament at short notice. So But let's keep an eye because teal is the top player in the game right now from just points wise. So we'll see if how they go ahead with that. So we see green is dropping.
A bit deceptive. It's a bit deceptive in the points though, because we can see that yellow and red are already up to castle.
You're right.
Only
you're right.
green on the other side is up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I will just say I just want to mention that green is dropping some walls here, walling off Belgium. Pretty much where all those trenches.
As well as Britain, it looks like he loves to make his walls, so that checks out.
Interesting. Yeah, they're building like a wall across Belgium, you could say. More or less where all the trenches existed in World War One. Anyway, so yeah, not much of a historical connection there. But anyway, just to say, it's more or less that location geographically.
They're building negative trenches.
There you go. Red lost his scout and has scouted green, so they are aware of the location. And I see purple is also dropping some walls. Yeah,
so it looks like teal's got some archers out. Purple also is working on archers, but we've got red in the castle age now with double stables, so it's still going to look like double stable knights coming out from him. I wonder what... So yellow's now coming over with villagers on a transport, so he's at castle as well.
Okay. Yeah, he's landing in Brittany, up there in the northwest of the map.
Yeah, so it looks like the cool colors are kind of walling themselves off into this, northern part of the map, and that's probably only about 1/3 of the map. You think that's going to cause them a problem later in the game, just due to space?
I think it's a great question because if they can manage to wall off their section, and I think they're pretty close. Teal has dropped a couple little walls. They can just finish up those walls, and they have a part of the map walled off. Although we see teal is now going on making a push against red, and I think that's exactly the correct move because remember that they have the advantage in the early phase here before yellow has really been able to establish himself, and we see yellow's dropping a TC, but no military units yet on the mainland. So red has to basically survive this onslaught here. If his team is going to have a chance, I think.
It is looking good for him, though. He's got double stable knight production. He's already got some out. He's already got his +2 armor upgrades. So he can. Those 3 knights can easily handle that archer force. Those spearmen might get some good hits in. It might be a wash, but he could neutralize this force.
Yeah, I'm seeing that teal only now aged up. So this might look this might be ugly here. He's slipping into red's base, but he's about to get ambushed there by those knights.
Yeah, does not look good for him.
He should just get as many vills as he can.
Yeah, so this is going to be a bit. Yes, unfortunately, he's not. I mean, he's a silver lining. He's slowing down these red knights from attacking. So we see teal is dropping more walls. Actually, I think Team East might be almost fully walled off. So they may despite losing teal's army, they might now be walled off at least.
Put down one knight, got 1 damaged. Go ahead.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of total like gold or stone to be fought over on the map. I think there's only a couple piles, like a large pile and a medium pile by each starting TC, and then there's almost nothing in the center, right? So I'm not sure if map control really matters that much given the resource distribution.
Yeah.
It'll just be it's just a couple of stone piles. The map control will matter just mostly for who gets to decide where the fights take place. Yeah. There's actually there's one important thing that I think the cold colors need to do, which is they need to extend their wall eventually down to the bottom lake.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things in the way to the northeast. There's some stone and some gold, and the ability to get on that lake, get some of those fish, and raid purple is important. I think if they give everything up and just hide away in the corner, they're giving up a bit too much.
Yep. Hey guys, unfortunately, it looks like teal may have a hole in his wall. Unfortunately, so this could be bad for Team East. Yeah, he's seen it. He's seen it.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, he's seen it. So he's seen it. He's trying to drop that.
Man.
Yeah, he's trying to drop the wall now, but I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah. So
that's the worst.
I think this could be a this could be a game deciding moment here actually, because if they can't get that wall up, then teal is out. So I hope that blue and green have some kind of response to this, because it's and teal is now.
But he's dropping a TC. I don't know if that's the right move. That's just.
He's dropping an extra. He's dropping a monastery, but that's going to be so slow.
So we see blues coming down with some. We see 4 spears, but that is.
Those are going to be pikes in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not enough right now. Oh, and there he's getting into the wood. He tried quick walling, but that many knights could do work.
He needs to get that wall up. I think he's sending a villager now to make that wall. So if
those pikes are getting really great value in that choke.
Yeah, they are, but for limited numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So Team East this is I think one of those defining moments. I'm seeing more pikes running down from green, so that's good. Whatever they can send now, because so it looks like teal he got the wall up, so that's good. Although it's only a palisade. Okay. The last of the knights goes down.
Like, good luck clicking on that. You really have to feel for teal here. There's literally a tree on his market, and there was still a hole.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous, right? Okay, so who's left? I think, that's terrible.
So bad.
It's really bad. Is there still a knight somewhere? Yeah, there's one more there.
There is, yeah.
Okay, and so the last of the knights dies, and Team East lives to see another day. They are a bit behind now. To Teal's
credit, the thing is though, look at the town center matchup. Like Teal's got 3, blue has 2, green has 3, and you've only got 2, 2, 3 on the other side. So and it's not up yet. Reds isn't up yet. So it was, once that comes up, it'll be 7 to 8, but it was 6 to 8. So they may be able to get ahead. They're a little behind in the villager count now, but they may be able to catch up and make it an even game.
I'm more concerned about just the lack of an army on eastern side now, because it's not a solid wall there, right? Like, it's just palisades, and here comes another force of knights from yellow. So
another force of knights, a castle drop, and teal is definitely the soft underbelly. He's only got palisades where there's stone up north,
and he doesn't have a castle yet. So. But yeah,
one interesting thing, we've got Imperial Age for green.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Very good. No water fights yet, although green has dropped the fire ship.
So the problem though with green going Imperial Age, what does that give him? I guess it gives him trebs, but he's got to move those all the way over the map to actually make a difference with this purple castle, right?
Oh, we see a conversion
Absolutely.
there. Teal has converted.
The only thing, Yeah,
go ahead.
So the thing that I can see green being able to do with Imperial Age is if he can get some elephants down here, melee elephants, to just stall the knights out. That'll buy them time to make better use of it.
Yeah, teal really needs something here to defend. I guess blue's sending some pikemen, but. So what do you make here? Do you try to rush a barracks and make pikemen, or?
Well, if I can just say, I think, like right now, like I feel like they should have done that after the first round of night attacks, that first night attack earlier, because we see a huge number here of knights making a breakthrough in the bottom side there. So I'm not sure if what they have ready here. It's possible green will respond, but
that fight was really big. Yellow was attacking the gate for a long time while the pikes were working.
Nice.
They could easily have crushed that, but instead yellow's now withdrawing, and there's only a small trickle of knights left over in. That's very lucky for Team East, for the cool colors.
Yeah. Frankly, I'm not completely sure why yellow retreated. I think he's going to try to hit somewhere else, although he was in the best spot to hit right there. The rest of the frontier is actually better fortified. You get stone walls. Oh, I see why. Look, is that
They're switching they're pivoting to the northern front.
Yeah.
Where we see what green's choice unit of choice is, and that's the ballista elephant.
Yeah. So you see, the cool colors looks like they're gonna maybe make a move on the coastline, but I don't see any siege yet. Do you see any siege being produced? Yes, a trebuchet is coming out. So let's see if that comes to play a role on the coastline. And we see also something happening on the water. What is that? Yeah. It is a purple fire ship that has wreaked havoc on green's fishing line. So purple, who is also in the southern lake, is also now in the northern lake.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so the cool colors... green still does have some fishing going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah, whoever getting that water, like whoever gets to clean up that food supply early on does have a big advantage, because it's several thousand food that's just sitting in the water ready to be taken by those leftover fishing ships.
Right. And the hot colors also have this huge bay. I guess I don't know where you call it. In
the Bay of
in the south
Biscay,
of the
I
map,
think it's
right?
called the Bay of Biscay.
Right.
Look at this. Yellow is doing a drop there with transports into green space. Not sure what the purpose of that is exactly. Okay, so we see some knights dropped into green space behind the wall. But green saw it and is responding to it. This is in green space up there. Okay, so yellow doing some landings.
Meanwhile, in the south, purple is doing a slow ballista push into the base, dropping another castle and clearing up the pikes that he sees with ballistas. We've got two castles next to each other coming down.
Two castles.
A huge panic castle's coming down.
Yeah.
Teal should win this.
I think so.
Those
Yeah,
ballistas will get some kills in the meantime.
I think you're right. I don't know who dropped it first, but it looks like Teal may finish it first, although purple does have the
first, and then Teal summoned the entire town.
I was just wondering. I was just wondering.
Even more coming.
I was just wondering if where Teal's castle was, because he hadn't dropped one yet. So, oh look, he actually canceled it. They couldn't finish it. Yes. Purple was not able to finish. So look at that.
That's critical for Teal. His front was looking bad for a while, but he kept himself on stone and he got his castle up. That's so good.
Oh. The problem for Teal, though, is that purple's up to Imp, and I'm not sure how close Teal is to actually clicking.
Yeah, that's a good point. So just
we've
to say that
the elephant force on green's front is now being overwhelmed by knights, and we've got paladins coming in for yellow.
Yeah. So just to say that so far it's really been a game of crisis management for the cool colors, but they have succeeded in actually surviving these crises. But look at this: we have a large group of spears up against those knights, so who knows?
We've also got helps from green.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Pikes and helps, actually forcing a retreat. So cool colors have managed to win that engagement, which is pretty impressive. So, and they have siege, three trebuchets, and Teal still holding out in the southern part. So I'm actually really impressed by how the cool colors have crisis managed, despite the kind of near close calls there. So let's see if they can keep that up. As I say that, a large group of red knights comes walking by.
Oh
no!
The thing is, I had wondered, like I didn't mention anything earlier because it seemed fine that both yellow and red were going for cavalry, but it looks like they just walked into the easy counter from the cool colors, and now they've got to think of something else to do. Yeah. I saw that I think Avila yellow had some throwing axes out. But I think those got cleaned up, so now it's still just cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think that the success that they've had so far maybe can be attributed to their walls, right? Because there was a point in the game when yellow and red had maybe 20 or 30 knights in total, and if they hadn't walled, they would have easily been able to raid either green, blue. They were close to raiding Teal, and they did at one point, but
I think you're right, and I almost thought that they wouldn't make it when I saw that hole in Teal's wall, but they have now managed to basically wall off. Teal remains the wall at Teal's base has holes right now, but the rest of the wall has held solid, and this halberd build with these ballista elephants. Look at this. Green is really making a push at the top there. So yeah, let's. We see two fronts, basically the northern and southern fronts. Cool colors have survived the storm and are now making a move. So pretty impressive.
Barracks coming up. More barracks for yellow. So yellow's teched into halberdier. Those will buy him some time.
Yep.
Especially those will be a nice insurance plan against elephants.
Yeah.
But the ballista elephants and the trebs are coming in.
Yeah.
And they still have no answer to it.
Yeah, I think you really need Onager to counter the Ballista Elephants. I don't know if there's really, especially if they get in a large mass, I don't think Monks really works that well. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on countering Ballista Elephants?
Yeah, they're hard to counter.
I think though
onagers
that
are a good idea.
yellow has the right idea though with they are hard to counter for sure, but with spears, if they get close enough and do a surround, they can really take them down. Just a quick update, guys, on the southern front. Teal has actually lost his castle and is being routed a bit down there. So as much as the cool colors are making an attack in the north, Teal continues to hurt there on the southern side.
And like you were saying, Andrew, the Teal getting slower to imp really hurt him now. But it looks like Britannic's reinforcing with halbs and longbows.
Yeah, I think Teal really needs a castle in the back so he can make a couple trebs and push back these purple castles. Does he have the stone for that? He's got 500 stone.
Look at how green's pushing. He's really moving in.
Yep.
This is where the fact that the warm colors were on the offense really helps them, though, because though green has pushed them back so far, he's only now hitting red space, whereas purple has been in teal's base for a long time now, and he's actually pushing into his starting TC.
The map is almost mirrored. You see green pushing into red, purple pushing into teal. So question is who can hold back. But look at this. We see blue has longbows. So let's see what he can do with those. Take out those the mangonels with the longbowman that he has there. He might get it. Nope, he did get a shot away on it. The purple, I mean.
So red recently placed another castle.
Yeah.
My suspicion is that it's just going to be trebbed down, so it feels like a waste of resources. It's almost like you should have spent that on some form of military to deal with what green has here.
And you were asking how do they counter ballista elephants? Well, their own ballista elephants, it seems. Red is hacking into ballistas.
So who's that? That's red, eh? Yeah.
Can't beat him, join him.
That's right. Okay, so teal does have cannons now, and blue Britannic has a solid force of halbs protecting teal. Teal sitting on a lot of food. I would say
green's moving all of his army. I don't know if that's a good idea. I would keep it near your trebs and just push into red space.
Yeah, I agree. I would say that, oh look, we see a migration. I think that's red kind of making escaping with some villagers there. And I was going to say a quick observation, guys. There's actually a lot of space on this map. You see that northern Spain has nobody there. So the team west does have some space to run into. So if red wants to get away from this onslaught, he has a place to run to if he thinks of it.
Oh, purple just lost a huge army of our ballistas.
Nice. So we see an interesting engagement here in the south. Yellow doing a charge through with some paladins.
Oh
yeah! Did you see that? I saw that. I know. Wow. Yeah. Although they're gonna
run around, but he's gonna get it. Yes,
no! Oh no, he didn't.
No, there's a hole there.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no, now he made it through.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay. Yeah.
They're in.
Yeah,
the cavalry are in.
Blue needs to bring these halbs over here. Over to the east.
Yeah.
Yep, they're on their way.
And actually, yellow is trying to run in with paladins. We see the migration there of teal villagers up to the north, building a TC further up north. So kind of a mirror picture there of people running in both directions. Red has dropped a new TC further south.
So it looks like yellow's prepping a push in front of blue space. And he's got a bunch of Palb and some Paladin with the castle.
I see that.
So let's see if what Blue's response to that is.
3 castles apparently. Do you see that?
The funny thing is that
he's dropping 3 castles there in teal's base.
Look at that.
I don't know. Hopefully he can get them up.
No, hold on. It's 2 blue castles and 1 purple castle.
Oh, but that purple castle.
So a new front line is being defined here.
Yeah. Exactly.
This yellow outpost in the middle of the map is hilarious.
But makes sense because that's the only place there's space, right?
But if Green found out it was there, he could easily. So Green has now pushed down all the way, and like you were saying, has attacked Red and has split the team.
Yep. Although Yellow still has a little base there in the corner, but yeah, the Team West's front has collapsed in the center, so they really are. Purple's kind of on his own, so to speak, and yet he's really powerful. So I think that's another blue castle coming down. Yes, it is. 4. Oh my god, there's 5 blue castles there, all on the same screen. Now that is one longbow fiesta. You know,
Yeah,
I
but
think
Where's he gonna find the gold?
I think Purple has enough to eventually trev all of this down. He's got a good army of skirms, good army of arbalest. I don't think Blue has enough to defend here.
you may be right,
And,
but
this territory loss has cost the cold colors a lot of their gold.
You're right, yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you may be right. Although Blue does have longbows, so he can do a lot with his longbows. So who knows? Maybe he can take out those trebs from a distance. But he is shooting at them right now, actually taking out one of them. And Green just continuing to rampage down over the map. Question is, can Green destroy fast enough? And because now Yellow is pushing into, look at that, Yellow is pushing into the middle of Green's front line, hitting at Green's front door. So
he's going to get in.
Yeah,
it's just a house wall.
You're right.
And he was raiding earlier with some paladins as well. But you're right, these longbows are doing work. They've got 10 range, so they go up to 12 range, don't they?
I don't know the exact stat, but
I think he's still missing. He's missing bracer and he's missing chemistry probably, and maybe he can't afford yeoman yet.
I think Purple is moving back. Oh, Purple is repairing his treb. He's moving it back. So I think Blue's castles will survive for now. But you see the cool colors are really exposed there, close to the edge of the map.
Butanic just lost all of his longbows.
Oh, did he? So yeah, Blue has no gold. And Green, all of the cool colors have almost no gold. Purple sitting on 2,000. So definitely they have the gold war right now. But I wouldn't write off the cool colors.
Look at the eco in Normandy that's now being absolutely slaughtered.
You mean in yellow?
In Normandy, yeah, like red and yellow had a bunch of villagers there.
Yeah,
and they're now all exposed.
Yeah, it just feels like Green's army is very scattered. I think he needs to consolidate and either push on Purple or help defend up here in the east of the cool color base.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree because it looks nice to be spread out so much, but it's kind of like a very gradual push and leaves a lot of time for the other side to respond. So, hey, and folks, look at this. Like what I said earlier, so Red is dropping 2 TCs in northern Spain. So using the map to rebuild there in the south. So we may see Red make a comeback in this game.
And Yellow's trying to ram in and raid with light cav, it appears. I think he's out of gold. Does he have any gold at all? They have no trade, and I don't think he's mining any.
I think you're right. No gold.
We do have Purple has started trading.
Really?
On the water.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Just great move, and
we're now at the stage of the game where that can probably make the difference. Because where are the cool colors going to trade?
They have to just trade with what they have. By the way, I'm very happy to see that Teal has built a new army there in the east and is fighting back. But something that you said, Tarhan, early in the game, which is that because they never made it to the Mediterranean Sea, the southern lake, the cool colors are very squished up there, so they can't really it's hard for them to trade, have an effective trade line. So
I mean, they should boom into the space that Green has cleared up. All of this space on the map, like grab that stone, drop another castle if they can, and expand into there.
I think as you were saying that,
buildings.
Yeah, as you were saying that, I've seen Green villagers run there and build and get the stone. Do you see that there in the north, basically where Normandy is?
That stone, yeah. There's another one near the middle.
Oh, I see. Yep. Oh, yeah, I see.
I'm not sure what Yellow's plan is with these halbs. He's got 26 halbs on his starting island.
Oh,
that might have just been in
Really?
But he just selected all of his barracks, and he's probably queuing halbs out of there, and now he's got wasted population.
You're right. Look at that. Oh no, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this army just desperately trying to come to help, but they can't get across the sea. All right, so folks, I see the cool colors are really. I mean, blue is down to one castle there. I'd like to see blue.
Oh, that's brutal.
I'd like to see blue.
And he was very desperate.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd like to see blue building trash units because I don't think he's got many at all. He's just kind of building longbows and just continues to want to build his best unit, but he's gotta swallow his pride and pump out like a bunch of spears and helps and skirmishers. Teal has the idea there. You see, Teal is starting to get a bunch of trash units there.
So I would say at this stage, the game is almost kind of stabilized, but with the warm color having more total map control. And in the end, they're going to have more total access to trade.
Yeah.
I think gold is kind of running out, so it's going to come down to trade or who can spam the most trash units.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right.
It's definitely favoring the warm team at this point, just due to the map control.
And
but that outpost that yellow has, that's deceptive because green is now moving in.
Yeah, I was about to say green has detected it and is now. And look at that. I think Andrew, you were saying this like green needs to consolidate. Well, look at that army there in the middle, taking out yellow's production building. So I think that's going to have an impact.
You're right about the gold though. This looks really good for the warm colors just because of, purple's got the right idea. He should tell his teammates, hey guys, we have a almost perfectly protected. In fact, it is protected. They've even got ships on the north coast by green to make sure that they don't build any docks. So they've got a perfectly protected trade route right now. Yeah. They should make use of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And we see yellow dropping new production buildings there on the coastline where green has vacated.
And just so you know, red is maxed out again. He's got a lot of helps.
Okay.
They're in the middle of France.
Yeah. Okay, I see that. Yeah. Oh, there they are. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just noticing. Purple is maxed out. Red is maxed out. Yellow is maxed out almost. And on the cool colors, it's really only. None of them are, honestly.
Look at these arbalists in Teal's base, by the way.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah, that's doing a lot of damage there.
They're sitting under a town center.
And yellow is there as well with so we're seeing. I'm happy to see Teal back from the dead and doing something there. I wish he had more. Spears. That helps. But yeah, they have destroyed that raid, so that's awesome. But purple is progressively moving ahead, building new castles. You see, purple has 4 castles there on the front line and lots of gold, or a decent amount. 22 gold workers. And green is losing his stone income. So, folks, I'll say that it's cool colors continue to be in the game, but Green's invincible conquering army is beginning to be pushed back a bit, and I think the warm colors have kind of understood the dynamic now, and they're responding. But what do you think, Andrew?
I would agree. I mean, overall, their population, I think they almost have double the number of eco units, and I think their population is about almost double, right? So they're definitely ahead at this point. They're just kind of spamming trash units. I don't think the cool colors will be able to keep up with that.
Yeah. Although I am impressed to see the cool colors understanding now that I see them pumping out trash units. See, blue has a lot of helps now in his base. Teal has managed to rebound and has a force of units. So the battle is really coming down to. Do you see that stone patch there in the middle? Looks like green is trying to take it, and we see a lot of armies converging there. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, definitely economically, purple is really well positioned to
yep.
Gold.
And yellow's still raiding.
Gold rushes.
Despite the fact that the cold colors have such a cramped base, that hasn't stopped the warm colors from constantly sending cavalry in to cause problems.
Yeah, because they lost their wall and.
So what would the cool colors need to do to win this game at this stage? Is there any potential for that?
I'd say little by little they can do it. I mean, if they manage to just wall off, create a new rickety wall there on the south, and then just punch through the middle, get that stone patch, and then very gradually start to pump out some trade units. In fact, we see blue has one lonely cart trading up there, but
Yep.
even a small trade line can make a huge difference. That's the difference between having a couple of siege units and no siege units, right? So, and I like that the cool colors remain maxed out. We see yellow here has put those helps on the island onto some transports, but yeah, so I really like the response of the cool colors. They are maxing out, but it is tough because they just don't have the gold right now. So it's like they not only have to stay maxed out, but they also have to slowly grind their way into the gold game by building up a trade line.
Green has actually lost a lot of his advantage. He's been raided a lot. His villages are not where he wants them to be. His army is almost completely gone. All that's missing now is some siege to take down his front line.
Yep. He still has enough for one castle. And he wants to take that stone patch there. You see he's built the. But oh my, look at this battle there on the eastern side. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. I wonder if this is the moment actually.
Britannic, your archers have to fire.
Yeah, he's shooting in another direction, but yeah.
He's shooting, but no, they're overwhelmed. He needs to back those up. And by the way, guess what those halberds that were stuck in England were doing?
I know. Oh no, they're raiding. Oh yeah.
They're raiding.
Yeah. Look at that though. Blue and green have expanded their trade line. They are trading as well. Look at that. They're trading on the top. But that battle on the southern side of their base, it's just a desperate fight.
14 gold per trip compared with red is now also trading on the water.
Yeah.
With purple. And yellow has also started.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I see that. Red, they're all trading now. But I'm happy to see that blue and green are also trading a little bit. But folks, so this is something I was just to mention again what I said at the beginning. So in the early game, I feel like the cool colors had an advantage, but the late game it kind of favors the warm colors. So, and I think there's a breakthrough here on the eastern front.
They just don't have the mass, like you said, to keep up, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're now through to the heartland.
Oh no.
So green has some idle army here.
Yeah, I see that. He has some army, but it's got to come back. If there's even a remote chance of surviving here, that he needs to bring that right back to the core and save blue, because blue is...
So what is what's the wonder time limit? Or there's for this tournament, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can go to wonder. Is that correct?
It's 1 hour in-game time. We're now at 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay. So 10 minutes ago they had the possibility to drop the wonder. That's a great thing to ask them but the problem is you see the resources. They're all desperate to. Oh no, Britannic has got 10,000 wood. Oh no, that's a lot of wood. All right, guys, I think we're witnessing a rout here. I'm waiting to see green send his forces home, but he's trying to cut off the reinforcements, but I don't think that's the best approach.
Yeah, and there's like gold units from purple. Had his trade up for so long. He's got arbalists and pikes on the front.
Yeah, plus he's able to make Krebs.
Yep.
I don't think the cool colors have any answer to that. So.
Yeah, honestly, I think besides green, the cool colors are now they're essentially out of the game. Yeah, it's tough because I'm sure green was busy on his side, but he didn't see that breakthrough that we all witnessed there on the eastern side. And so if he had come home right then, there might have been a chance, but it was obviously a stretch. So
he was trying to reconstitute his front line because he had that moment where the army was outside his base. And if there was a Treb there, he'd have lost both of his castles. But he managed to get some more troops out there. But in the meantime, the breakthrough happened in the south.
Yeah.
Or the east.
Well, what do you guys think was the most important moment in this game overall, if you were to pick a single moment? Do you think it was the moment where there was about 20 knights about to enter Teal's base? Or prior to that, who was it, red or yellow, was raiding in Teal's base with knights?
Yeah, I think
it was, both of them were down there. But the thing is, those knights, I mean, yeah, they got in, but you're talking about this early moment, right?
Yeah.
They actually didn't do that much damage because it turned out like okay for the cool colors. They were a bit lucky there.
I would say that like that might have been the most critical moment there in the early game, where if the Worm colors had broken through, this game might have ended at that time, because I don't think the cool colors had the answer at that moment. So they got pretty lucky to hold that off. But in the later game, I would say that green the moment was probably interesting, where green had a big force there in red's base, but didn't really, I guess you could say, didn't completely capitalize on it, and could have maybe tried to do something else with it and move on to purple there. So yeah, it's hard to pin down an exact moment, but I guess maybe that knight's battle. I definitely like that battle we just saw, though, where there was that big mass of halberds and the longbows valiantly trying to hold the line, but unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it was very scenic. I mean, it's like a giant line of halberds clashing.
Yeah.
But I just think that Knights raid stuck out in my mind, mostly because I remember looking at the vill counts for everybody. Everyone was at around 50 or 40, and then Teal was somewhere around 30. And I didn't see how many villagers got killed, but I kind of assumed it must have been a lot because he was substantially behind everybody else.
Yeah,
he did. He progressively lost them in a lot of little ways. As that battle was happening in the south. And actually, I think the most decisive thing was that, both blue and green kind of worked together to get some stone walls up, but Teal's front was open, and even the places that were walled were just palisades, so they really weren't on the same strategy there. And so he was, they obviously came through Teal's base because it was less protected.
Yeah. I would say one last thing, and after that we should probably jump over to the joint chat. But just to say that I'm really impressed also by, I mean, obviously cool colors, how they managed to hold off the many attempts into their base. But look at the warm colors; they definitely rebounded. Red has rebuilt his base completely, and is back at the front. So he used the
trade he has.
Yeah, he used the map. Yellow too. They traded, and I would say that, for better or for worse, I think the map placement there obviously wasn't in their favor in the late game. So, but just I credit to the players, though, for using the map and actually rebuilding and rebounding like that. So
I mean, yeah, absolutely what you say about bouncing back. I mean, if you look at this end state of the map, and I asked you, where did red start? Would you be able to tell me accurately?
Yeah, red started where yeah, exactly, his main base. You can see it there, that little valley. Where there's nothing there, just a crater of nothing. That was red starting base, and you can see he's got 5 TCs, all of them in the southern part of the map. So, and he's trading, and he's raiding heavily with Hustler. So he definitely rebounded. Big hats off to him. And then I think Teal also did a good job of sticking in the game and building a force, but of course being a bit cornered there. Yeah. So
a lot of good things we can say about all of these players. But yeah, let's jump over to the other. The Discord with the rest of them.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats here quickly. Yeah, I mean, lots of interesting. You see a lot. Oh my god, look, it was a long game. All right, let's go over there. I'm gonna jump off this one and into the main chat. So I'll catch you guys there.
Yep.
No, you let us.
Hey guys! Oh, sorry, I just jumped in. Hey guys, man, what a game!
Yeah, great game, guys. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
Yeah, well played.
It was pretty close for a while.
Yeah, we were really impressed by how both teams just kind of rebounded. We saw 2 players at least, like where they started off and then where they ended up at the end of the map. At the end of the game, they were just stuck in the game. Red and Teal definitely being hit and just rebounding. So hats off to you guys and to everybody. Yeah, it was close. I was impressed how the cool team kept the fight, and but yeah, congrats to everyone. Any thoughts, guys?
No?
I think it was really. I mean, it's worth it mentioning regarding. I don't know. Thinking, this is kind of a friendly tournament, so it's not a big deal. But it will be really unfair, in the positions on the map. I'm not saying I think they outplay us in quite a few ways, especially me. I was a really weak flank there. I was still.
Yeah.
But the positions were really bad, like the water was all for them, and then they all had some other opportunities of walling. They have the secure all the Great Britain area and pretty much all the water. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think especially for you, it was really unlucky because you picked Dravidians, and Dravidians like to fish, and you were the furthest from the water. Possible.
Yeah. Right.
what was I supposed to do? Go to greens, so we are already going to be all bunched up there, sharing a few fishes we had there. Or honestly, I mean, because I never played this map on this side, I didn't even think about the Mediterranean parts there is on the right. But yeah, I mean, I should have gone there.
Maybe
Well,
just
you couldn't have known.
maybe just to say a quick thing about that. Yeah, so definitely noted. And actually, when we were actually thinking about this when we added the map to the tournament map pool, we were thinking like, hey, like the map is obviously uneven. So what do we do with this? I mean, yeah, it's a friendly tournament, and also it's part of it is just like seeing how the players react, and we thought that there was like advantages for some teams early and then advantages for the other team later in the game. So, but yeah, definitely noted, and like we all come into this knowing like the map it's obviously it's not balanced. So, but really impressed by how everyone responded and used the map as best as they could. So.
Well, that kind of stinks because I mean the real world maps are really fun too, but they're kind of inherently, it's specific, so you can't really make a real world map too fair, unfortunately. But it was fun.
We picked the most balanced ones, which goes to show exactly your
right.
Yeah, it's honestly this one. It's of the two real world maps in the map pool, the other one I find is more balanced, the China map. This one is honestly it's less balanced, but it's a fun map. So I'm glad people played it.
You have to look for a place on Earth that is symmetrical.
Yeah, exactly. Just to say though, guys, just to say that so the map pool is balanced. So your next game will probably be on a standard ranked map, so Arabia, Four Lakes, something like that. So it's only like every second game that's on a real world map. So it's not, you won't only be playing on these maps. So hopefully that allows enough balance so you can then play normal games as well.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, China will be fun.
Hell yeah. But yeah, anyway, guys, so that's awesome. Thanks, guys, for playing, and also to the substitutes for getting conscripted last minute.
Thanks to the subs.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, thank y'all. I appreciate it, helping us make this happen.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yes, thank you,
for
guys.
helping us win.
It was a pleasure to humiliate myself.
No, you didn't. You kept the pressure on.
You were the punching back there.
Yeah, probably, it always happen, team games, somebody has to kind of play that role, but it was kind of one of the worst of the months, I think, and it was, just the only tournament I've ever played, so
yeah.
Kind of,
No, but I think you did a really good job, to be honest. You should have heard me on voice. I kept on asking them to like make Hussar because Dravidian has really bad stables, so, and you kept the pressure, you kept it going, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, he kept on sniping my archers. I really need those skirms gone while I can do more damage. And so yeah, you did really well over there. And
I mean, you didn't wall, so we all three attacked you the beginning of the game did. Yeah, so all three of us attacked.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem you had was you had like a one tile hole in your wall.
Yeah.
That got in like 50 nights.
Yeah, I didn't, it was really hidden, that freaking tile, and that was devastating.
We were laughing about it in the cast because there was literally a tree on your market, and there was still a hole between the forest and the market.
Yeah, that was unlucky, to be honest.
That's
that was
unlucky.
really unlucky.
Really.
Yeah, we saw that.
Oh, I loved it. That's probably the only real villager kills I got that game, besides my own.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did get through there. That was impressive.
Hey, if you're talking about embarrassment, though, this is now my third game in this tournament, and every one I've lost my entire base.
Because you hold for us to boom.
Yeah, something like that.
Sacrificing for the team.
Yeah, you ended fine, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were joking at the end, like we were saying, looking at the end of the map, we were like, "Hey, guess where red started?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a little crater there where you can see it.
Yeah, Greg was telling all the time. I was saying, oh, let's call it. It's been enough for a pretty long time. I was saying, okay, that this was enough. And Greg was, what are you talking about? I'm winning here. I'm winning. I am out to kill everybody. Bring more players. It was
Like I'm eating every lunch.
Yeah, Britannica, what was your perspective on the game? You were blue, right, with the longbows?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so I was kind of trying to toy between helping green with the attacking front, and then also sort of being pulled between defending where teal was at as well. I think I started off. I can't even remember now. I switched between the two of the most, and then the latter half of the game was mainly on the back foot defending a teal there. Yeah, it was just a constant onslaught. We couldn't keep up with it in the end, and then we were sort of hoping, just pushing the attack, hoping Green's attack was going well enough to stop them rather than
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think from our perspective, like my teammates definitely did a really good job. Like Jay bought so much time and he kept on getting pushed back, but he was just buying time and keep on holding while we were trying to push. And, of course, Gabil, like he sent army whenever we needed it. And like I said, I was like, oh my gosh, all the skirms, I really need Hussar or, nice to like clear them. And then your lone bows just kept on pushing. I was like,
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
So, y'all did a really good job. I think it's a really good game.
Yeah. Anyway, it was awesome. So yeah, big thanks to everyone. I was just really impressed by all the castles and rebounds and everything. It was really dynamic. Just a quick mention. So we actually have another game coming up at 10 p.m. between two different teams. Actually, one of the commentators, Andrew Pence, will be in that game. And that game will be cast on Tarhunt's Twitch stream. So if anyone wants to watch that, stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise, just big thanks to you guys and to the subs. I mean, if you want to, if you want to be in any of the other games, there are several more coming up. So just stay tuned in the thread, and if we need subs, then definitely be happy to have you join again. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I don't have anyone to commentate with me right now. If anyone wants to join, feel free.
Maybe I think NPJ, you had mentioned you were gonna hopefully.
Yeah, actually, I am now available. I am.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
Awesome.
I had something, but yeah, I'm totally down to join in a half hour or so.
Sure, exactly.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
All right,
Talk to
guys.
you
So so maybe we'll talk about that on a separate channel. But just to say, guys, big thanks everyone for the game. Really appreciate it, and stay tuned for the next ones.
Thank you very much, Nico.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good game.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Guys, if you
Happy hunting.
One game.
if you